Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check it off because we make getting vaccinated easy. You've got this because we've got you. To learn more, visit yougotthis.usaging.org.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Doc Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. Well, I've just got back from vacation. I took my wife and myself away for some R&R and mental health recharging. My wife gets a little edgy after a long winter, and she just needs to get out in some sunshine, and we did just that. So, Randy Burt, thanks for covering for me last week. I watched the show. You did a great job. What are you laughing about? You did.
I stayed awake.
You stayed awake, and you got everybody's names pretty close to being right, and you look really dapper, so thank you. It's always nice to be able to get away and have somebody to fill in, and Randy's been a great substitute host and my cameraman today. And Justin is missing in action. He's somewhere working for the Board of Elections, or what's he doing? Oh, he's at the mall for early elections. So I guess we got primaries this coming week or something? Tuesday, all right. So if you're interested in going to your primary to vote in the primary, go to your local election sites, and there's various folks running in some of the small towns, and then of course you got the presidential elections and so forth. All right, well, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, especially those of you that are listening to me on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Okay, we have a familiar face in the studio today that is associated with WRFA. Just giving you a little teaser right now. I'm not going to tell you who, but so glad that you can join us. I'm going to do a little pre-teaser here. We watch the news, we listen to the radio, read the papers, and it's always blah 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 blah. And poor us, and all these terrible conditions. I'm going to tell you right now, and I've said this right along. Living in Chautauqua County, you find me someplace that's better, I'll go to it. Nobody's ever been able to do it. The weather conditions here are pretty fabulous. The natural resources are awesome. The people are great. And if anybody says that, the economic situation in Chautauqua County is horrible, these guys today, they're with me today, are going to explain how good it really is here in Chautauqua County. And we talk about, for instance, the stock market. Well, everybody's saying, well, things are terrible. Stock market is better than it's ever been. You talk about employment. Guess what? Unemployment is continues to be as low as it possibly can be. And people say there's no jobs. Guess what? We're going to find out all about that today here in Chautauqua County. So if you're interested in learning more about what I would call the economic driver of Chautauqua County, we're going to be talking to my friends from the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, who I'm very happy to say are one of my underwriters and supporters of the show, and we can't do what we do here without folks like them. So stay tuned. All right, what else is going on? As we go along with the show today, if you have a question for my guest, myself, you have an announcement. All right, for instance, Linda Spalding wants to get on the air, and she's got to get a hold of me because I think we want to talk together about something that's coming up in April, Linda. So let me know when it is you want to come on. Give us a call. There it is. 753-5225. Throughout the week, if you can't call or you're awful shy, email me, chautauquasunrise@gmail.com. We get this stuff all the time, so it's free of charge. Many organizations don't have a lot of money to do advertising, and so we are more than happy to help you out, and we cover all of Chautauqua County when we're streaming live. Unfortunately, not streaming live today, I just found out, but we cover the whole world, so you can go anywhere in the United States through this show very often. And we're portable. You might say, what do you mean? You could take this show when it goes on YouTube, you can share it and you can send it to anyone in the world and advertise through that way. All right, because we're not streaming, I do know that my friends in the Ukraine do watch this show through YouTube. So Natalia and friends, as always, hang in there. We're thinking of you and hope for the best for you and be safe, okay? When I left, it wasn't quite yet spring, and you were here during the first spring show, Randy. So robins are back, flowers are popping up, we're looking good. I know it snowed while we were on vacation, so oh well.
Beautiful day last Saturday.
Was it? Snowing hard. I heard that you got quite a bit of snow. So anyways, but spring is here, and it's looking very good. All right, let's see, what do I got here? Okay, so I thought I'd demonstrate something, what not to do on April 8th, okay? So I know Randy talked about this last week. So everybody, unless you've been living under a rock for the last month, April 8th is going to be the total eclipse of the sun, right? Solar eclipse. Unless the moon gets in the way, as Randy keeps joking, right? So somewhere, let's start at 3 o'clock, because it's going to be somewhere like between 3 and 3:30 here in Chautauqua County. People are flooding the area. They're coming here because it's a very cool place to be. And they're going to celebrate this once-in-a-lifetime event. So first of all, don't do this, okay? Bare eyes, don't do that. Don't put on your glasses. That's not going to help. Do not use your sunglasses. You're going to burn your eyeballs out. You might say, well, what are you talking about? The infrared light that you can't see is going to be like really crazy. And if you're staring at the sun, you shouldn't stare at it anyways, is going to really put some damage on your retina. Don't do this. This doesn't help. What you got to do is go to your local townships or your local wherever's, and I've seen anywhere from free to $2, get your solar glasses. Now, you might say, well, what in the world is that all about? You can't see anything through here, but when the infrared lights from the sun permeate this, you're protected, and you'll be able to see the edges of the sun. And we even had Randy Burt do a demonstration. He wore these one day, and his job was to wear these all the way to Westfield, but you ended up in Pittsburgh because you couldn't see where you were going.
I don't think it was on the road.
I didn't even know. You cannot see anything normally through these. That's how dark those are. So please, 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 get your glasses. I went down to the Ripley Town Hall the other day because I'm the town historian there, and I said, can I have a couple of these glasses? And she says, how many you want? I said, like a couple, 2. She says, take 8. They have tons of them. So don't not get them, go down to your town halls or wherever, fire departments I think have them, and enjoy the day. People are going to be coming in from all over the area. I understand the hotels and bars are going to be full. It's going to be a fun day. You know, kick up your heels a little bit and have some fun. But please get the glasses and don't try anything else other than those. All right. So let me see. I think that's all I wanted to talk about in the beginning. So let me get through some announcements here with my safe glasses, and let's see what we got. All right. It says here, the Master Gardeners announced Spring Lunch and Learn series. Randy, you had the Master Gardeners here last week. You had a great show with them, okay? Cornell Cooperative Extension of Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, and Allegheny County's Master Gardener program. See, Jason, I can do announcing too, you know. Would like to share the announcement of the Spring 2024 Lunch and Learn series of classes. Everyone interested in gardening and garden-related topics is invited. Master Gardeners will present a series of classes via Zoom or in person at the Cornell Cooperative Extension offices in Jamestown, Ellicottville, and Allegheny. Each class is 30 minutes long and will be on Tuesdays from noon to 12:30, so it's only a half hour. The 7 classes will be offered starting in March 12th, so it's already happened through June 11th. Okay, so there's all kinds of cool things coming up. Botany and parts of the plants. Everything you want to know about plants, Brandy. Integrated pest management, gardening in a warm world, youth development and social home teaching gardens. My grandkids, they live in Florida, a couple of them, and when they come up here, they love to help me garden. They just think it's the coolest thing. Maybe it's me, but I think they like the gardening part. Intro to cut flower growing and arranging, okay? So there's some fun things, and if you're not necessarily interested in gardening a lot, there might be something there that you might be interested in. All right, let's go to slide 15. Jeff, here we go. Blingo, fundraiser to benefit people with disabilities, to be held April 16th. Those looking to enjoy a fun night out while supporting people with disabilities should plan to attend the 8th annual Sassy Bags and Beyond Blingo. Say that 10 times fast. Fundraiser Tuesday, April 16th. The event will be held at the Resource Center's administrative offices at 200 Dunham Avenue in the Celeron area. Doors will open at 6 p.m. with the Blingo games starting at 7. Those planning to attend should park in their rear lot and use the entrance of the top of the ramp. The evening will feature 10 games of bingo with handbags as prizes. Admission is only $20. Included in the cost of administration are the 10 Blingo games and a chance to win a door prize. In addition to the Blingo games, there will be a variety of raffle items, of course. Light refreshments will be served. The event is being organized by the Filling the Gap, Inc., which works with the Resource Center to improve the lives of people with disabilities in Chautauqua County. Money raised through the Sassy Bags and Beyond Blingo will benefit the Mark Pacheco WOW, which means Working on Wonders Fund. The WOW Fund provides money so people with disabilities can enjoy experiences they otherwise could not afford, such as attending concerts or sporting events. Okay, according to Vicki Bardo, who's the development and event manager for Filling the Gap, she says, "I'm so thrilled to see the excitement and enthusiasm when I'm out selling tickets and gathering donations. Everyone is glad to back together the project and having a great time for a good cause." More information, give them a call at 661-1477. 661-1477, that's April 16th, Blingo, the Blingo, that's what they call it. All right. On to 16, the continuing influence James McClure has on Westfield, and the region will be illustrated as part of the Chautauqua County Historical Society's annual meeting on April 20. The meeting, which begins at 10 a.m., and the program presented by the Chautauqua County Historical Society trustee Michelle Henry, will be held at St. Peter's Episcopal Church in Westfield. That's just right next door. The event is free and open to the public. Refreshments will be served. Historical members will elect new board members during the meeting. I'm actually a member of this. This is really cool. Besides describing the lives of McClure, his siblings, and his children, Michelle will illustrate the impact they had on the region after deciding to build a home and business in Westfield in the early 1800s. Michelle will also provide details on the development of Westfield's downtown as it relates to the McClure Museum. Okay, again, that's April 20. More information, give them a call at 326-2977, 326-2977, or you always can go to info@cchsmcclure.org. Give them a call. All right, let's see. A veterans group, Chautauqua Dwyer events. Okay, I promised Cindy that I would always try to get information out about what's going on for veterans in Chautauqua County. There's a coffee hour, Mondays at 10 a.m. for Vietnam vets and friends at the Christ First Church over in Jamestown. Hoodies will be distributed starting at 9:30. They have a few extras if you didn't get a chance to order one. There's a color honor guard Monday, April 1st. That's this Monday at 6 p.m. Uniform shirts and hat have arrived. Items can be picked up before. Contact Cindy Reedy. Jim Howard is in charge of the funeral protocol. Scott Penthany will be in charge of all other events. Support group, Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Support group at the Mental Health Association, 31 Water Street in the Gateway Building. Enter in rear of building. Group is for vets and family members and vets. Dungeons and Dragons, who would have thought? Thursday at 6 p.m., Faulkner Legion Hall. Snacks are served. What could be better? Food. Veterans for Christ Coffee, March 28th and April 11th, 10 a.m. over at 9 West Main Street in Brockton. Okay, so there's a coffee for you folks at 11. Wait a minute. That's already happened. Oh, and all right, it happened already, and it's going to happen again on April 11th. Gotcha. Then they're having the big gala coming up. Committee meeting is going to be held on April 1st at 5:30. And then they're going to have an eclipse watch. We just talked about that. Let's see, starting at 2 p.m., they'll be meeting at the Christ First Church, their normal Monday coffee hour spot, 663 Lakeview Avenue. You can certainly bring others with you, but they'd like to make this more of a private veterans party. So you're going to have an eclipse party. So if you're interested to know more about what veterans are doing socially in the county, support groups, hanging out together, talking about things, supporting each other. Don't stay at home by yourself. Get out there and see your friends. Give Cindy Reedy a call. 969-5542. 969-5542. Okay? What else we got? Coming up, movies. Spring break and eclipse weekend movies to show at the Reg Lene Center for the Arts. I see a theme going here with the eclipse. Okay, a spring break weekday matinee of the animated film Migration shows Wednesday, April 3 at 2 p.m. The Mallard family is in a bit of a rut. While Dad, Mac, is content to keep his family safe, paddling around their New England pond forever, Mom, Pam, is eager to shake things up and show their kids, teen son Dax and duckling daughter Gwen, duckling daughter, the whole wide world after migrating duck families alight on their pond with thrilling tales of far-flung places. Who writes these things? Pam persuades Mac to embark on a family trip via New York City to tropical Jamaica. As the Mallards make their way south for the winter, their well-laid plans quickly go awry. What could go wrong? The experience will inspire them to expand their horizons, open themselves up to new friends, and accomplish more than they ever thought possible, while teaching them more about each other and themselves than they ever imagined. Migration is rated PG and is 91 minutes long. All right, and that's going to be held on Wednesday, April 3rd at 2 p.m. All right, our 25th anniversary Eclipse Weekend showing of the sci-fi comedy Galaxy Quest is going to be held April 6th at 4 p.m. For 4 years, the courageous crew of the NSEA Protector, Commander Peter Quincy Taggart, Lieutenant Tawny Madison, and Dr. Lazarus set off on a thrilling and often dangerous mission in space. And then their series was canceled. Now, 20 years later, aliens under attack have mistaken the Galaxy Quest television transmissions for historical documents and beam up the crew of has-been actors to save the universe. With no script, no director, and no clue, the actors must turn in the performances of their lives. Galaxy Quest is rated PG and is 102 minutes long. That sounds interesting. Upcoming movies. The Reg include Anthony Hopkins in the historical drama One Life. That's going to be on April 10 at 7 p.m. The science fiction fantasy epic Dune Part 2, April 13. And a special engagement of the 2004 cult classic comedy Napoleon Dynamite will be shown on April 17th at 7, followed by a live in-person conversation with two of the film stars, Joe Heater and Efren Ramirez. Okay, tickets are usually $7, and they throw an extra $1 on for theater restoration. Got to keep the place looking good. If you want tickets, give them a call at 484-7070, 484-7070. And then we have a ribbon cutting happening. You're cordially invited to the Chautauqua Heroes Veterans Memorial Ribbon Cutting Ceremony, grand opening educational kiosk. So it's sort of like da-da-da-da-da. It's going to be held May 4th. Okay, so this is a picture of it right now for those of you on the radio. This is in Mayville, and it's the Chautauqua Heroes Veterans Memorial. It's beautiful, and they've been working on this for quite a long time. So they're going to have a special ribbon cutting ceremony May 4th from 9 o'clock to 9:15. It's just outside of the Mayville Cemetery on East Chautauqua Street. It's a gazebo. Refreshments are being provided by the VFW Post 8647, and it's right in Mayville, New York. And finally, join the fun, slide 19. Let's see, what is this? The city of Jamestown is thrilled to announce the 76th annual Easter egg hunt, which is today. So after you get done watching the show or listening to it, it starts at 11 a.m. This beloved community event will unfold at the soccer field adjacent to the Allen Park ice rink, promising a day of festive fun for families and children of all ages. This thing's older than you, Randy. 76 years it's been going on. The Easter egg hunt is cherished as a tradition in Jamestown, eagerly anticipated each year by residents and visitors alike. Let's see, this year's event promises to be bigger and better than ever, with a range of exciting activities and attractions planned for attendees. Children aged 12 and under are invited to participate in the Easter egg hunt. They're excited to announce their brand new sensory and handicap area, which is cool, followed by 4 distinct egg hunting locations tailored to different age groups, 4 and under, ages 5 through 8, ages 9 through 12. Prizes await lucky hunters at each location, adding an extra element of excitement to the day's festivities. So check it out. Get down there at Allen Park Ice Rink. It was the beginning of the thing. All right, thanks, Jeff. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. I'm done talking. Stay tuned.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Same thing in my house. I watch my daughter's dog with my dog, and I'll come to toys. At the end of the day, there's like 36 toys all over the place, and we start all over again next time. Enough on that. I want to welcome back to the show two folks that have been on the show before. Mark Geise, who has a title this long. He's like the guru of all things economic in Chautauqua County. I gave you a shorter version. And then Jason Sample, who's the marketing director for the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency. Hi, guys. Welcome back. Good morning.
Good to see you again.
You got to see me run out of breath there for a little while. Wow, a lot of announcements. I think it reflects the coolness of Chautauqua County. A lot of things going on here, right?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. You know, it sort of drives you crazy when you hear people say, well, there's nothing going on here, right? There's a lot going on.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
And we're just starting kind of like the busy season now, aren't we?
Yep. Well, I think throughout the year it's busy.
Okay, we're just starting the busier season. Because I know my announcements get longer as I get into past springtime.
Yeah, well, certainly on the economic development side, you know, these projects take a long time to gestate, and so a lot of times by the time we make an announcement about a project, we could have been working on it for a year or multiple years for that matter. Lots of
behind the scene work.
Yeah, for sure. And so yeah, we're busy all the time, regardless of what time of year.
Let me ask you a question right off the bat. How many people in Chautauqua County know what you do?
Oh boy, it's hard to
2%?
say, but yeah, probably not a lot.
You're kind of like the invisible guys that are always out there working on behalf of the county to make things happen.
Well, and it's complicated because when you hear economic development, you might think of just a I don't know, new construction or, you know, a new manufacturing
Or how about
facility
this?
or something.
Boring.
Yeah, or boring,
Everybody says
right.
economics. Oh, I took that in high school. It was horrible.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, their eyes glaze over when you start really going
You-
into the details about it.
You know, after I've talked with you guys over the years, this can't be hard. It's got to be like in the top 2 most important things in Chautauqua County, right up there with health and education. I mean, without you guys, we're nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, creating jobs for families, I think is, you know, like you said, at the top of the list, right? And also creating, you know, tax revenue for the municipalities, and temporary jobs for construction workers. I mean, all of those things are sort of what our main focus is at the IDA.
So, you just got a wonderful honor being named like one of the top IDA bosses in the world.
Oh, you mean the Power 250?
I make these things up.
Yeah, well, it wasn't for just the IDAs. It was a power ranking that Buffalo Business First does, and it's the top, you know, most powerful people in Western New York. So I made the top 250.
So I won't ask you what number you were, but did they give you a plaque or a trophy or
Yeah,
take
they
you
had
out to lunch?
They
or-
had a nice event at the Buffalo Club, and they gave us you
Buffalo
know,
Club.
a pin, and it was a real nice you know, little thing, and so yeah, you know, I'm honored, but it really has to do with our team. And you know, all the work, all the people behind the scenes. I get to stand up there and get the award, but it's really representative of everyone.
What does your team do? You don't have to name everybody. It's up to you. But what do they do?
Well, I mean, it's like I said, it's complicated
Just
because
in general, you know,
yeah,
too far in the weeds.
I mean, we have 3 business development managers that are out there meeting with the businesses constantly and picking their brains about either challenges that they have or opportunities or you know, future thoughts about how they're going to maybe expand or they need new equipment. So we're always in there trying to figure out how can we help. And so, you know, that's what our business development managers do. And we have a CFO, you know, Rich Dixon. He's been around for a long time. And it's you know, he's keeping track of all the money, right? Money in, money out. And a controller. And then we have Jason, of course, is our marketing coordinator. So he's doing press releases constantly. And
He just came on board not long ago, right?
yeah, 6 months ago. Yep.
Have you been gentle with him?
Yeah. No,
No,
he
get
can handle it.
busy, man.
He can handle it.
He's doing a lot of good work because
Yeah.
I get a lot of the press releases, and so I don't remember seeing that many before.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So
I
he's
used to write
flooding-
them. Thank God I don't have to do it anymore. He's doing it now. So, but yeah, so we have a loan fund too that we have over $20 million out there, low interest, high risk.
Where does this
You know,
money come from?
Well, from the federal government, from the Economic Development Administration originally, and then it keeps turning over.
So you're not sucking money out of people's tax pocket?
No. We get a very small amount of money from the county every year, but we're self-supporting through our fees.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
You're leveraging funds
Yeah,
to bring the money into Chautauqua County.
that's right. And then the loan fund was originated from federal monies, which we keep turning over and building.
So
at the bank.
I read the paper and I follow, of course, Jason's releases. So you've been helping some companies recently. Can you name some of those companies that you've been working with?
Yeah, I mean, I could talk about really what we did in 2023, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind at all. I know
'cause
we've got this really beautiful glossy annual report. Jason,
Yeah.
did you put this together?
Yes, I helped.
You helped. Okay, good answer.
we did as a team, right?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
but it's very
Yeah.
nice. Well done.
Yeah.
And then can people get a hold of this or, you know?
Yeah, it's online. It's
Okay.
on our website.
All right. So go ahead.
Well, I mean,
Let's-
it takes us until probably February of every year to crunch all the numbers and go back and say, okay, well, you know, how many projects did we do and how many jobs did we create and how many jobs did we retain and what was the total investment? And we had an epic year this year. Last year we did $500 million. When I say we did, we were part of incentivizing or providing technical assistance or funding to last year in 2022 over $500 million.
Wait a minute,
And this,
that's
yeah,
$500 million.
Yeah, and so this year in 2023 we did $842 million.
What?
So we are the highest performing IDA in the region, in little old Chautauqua County.
How many IDAs are in the region?
8.
Ballpark. Okay. So you're number one.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
$842 million.
Yes. Now, to clarify, I mean,
Please do.
obviously this year we were fortunate because we had a couple big projects we were involved in. Cummins engine, $452 million investment.
And what are they doing with all that money?
They're building a new engine line. They're going to put a lot of equipment in to build a new engine line.
And
So-
they supply a few jobs in the area.
Oh, yeah.
Like hundreds.
And so, and then the other one was Wells Ice Cream, which was bought out by Ferrero Rocher up in Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Yep, and so they're actually reconstructing a large amount of their plant, tearing it down and rebuilding and putting all new equipment in. So that's a $250 million $250 million in investment, and then we have a bunch of other projects as well. But those are two of the big hitters. You know, we had a local manufacturer, Weber Knapp, was purchased by a local management, which was really good because that could have been very likely bought up by an outside investment firm. I mean, you never know what's going to happen.
Let me see if I got this right. Weber Knapp, do they make like hardware fasteners and things?
They make components for hardware products, motion control primarily luxury appliances, outdoor
I visited the
appliances,
plant a million
medical
years ago.
equipment.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know what I'm thinking right now when I hear this, a lot of this is clean technology. You're not going to work and you're getting covered in grease and oil and it's hot. It's cool technologies now. Do these places have jobs for people?
Oh my gosh! You know, we visit several businesses. I would say, even me personally, every week. Our business development managers even more. And what do you suppose when we ask them what their biggest challenge is, what do you suppose they say?
They don't have enough money?
No, that they cannot fill open positions. They have open jobs right now that they cannot fill.
So we hear all the time there's no work in Chautauqua County.
Right.
I mean, I've heard that forever.
Yep.
That's not true?
Oh, not at all true. In fact, I mean, you see the signs out in front of so many companies that say, look, apply within jobs available. There's lots of jobs available at probably every single company that I've met with has job openings. And in fact, you even look at home, right? In the county, we have, I don't know the exact number, but well over 100 open positions right now in
2 weeks
Chautauqua
ago,
County.
I put up an ad. PJ had sent me, all of us, to the Monday morning newsletter there that they were hiring and stuff like that. All right, so these jobs that you're talking about, and people are listening right now, they might have somebody at home that's thinking about, changing careers or whatever, or looking for a different job. What are some of the basic requirements for these jobs? I mean, is it like come out of high school kind of a thing, or associate's degree, bachelor's degree, master's, what?
Well,
I'm sure it's all over the place.
It's all over the place. And some obviously things like being able to run a CNC machine and welding and plant management. Those are jobs that are available. But also, so many employers just say, look, I just need someone that's going to show up,
right,
and has a good attitude and is willing to learn
every day.
Exactly, every day. Not 3 out of the or 4 out of the 5 days a week, but every day show up. We can train them. We can show them what we need. So it's all over the place. But I would say a lot of them, I hear that just somebody that shows up.
What kind of wages are we talking here?
Oh,
obviously anything from minimum, but I mean. A lot of these jobs are going to be a lot more than minimum
Well,
wage.
it depends, yeah. I mean, I hear a lot, $20, $25 an hour at the lower end, up to.
What was your first job? Mine was $1.80. $25 an hour?
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So So bottom line is there's a lot of jobs available, but one of the challenges, and we'll get into this in a little while, I suppose, is how do you attract people here? right?
Right.
For those open jobs. And so we've really launched into a talent attraction campaign, which I can get into whenever you want, but
It's up to you.
yeah.
I'm following you.
okay. Well, let me finish with this real quick.
Absolutely.
You know, obviously we're working on a shovel-ready site in Ripley as well.
What's going on there? So what does that mean?
So shovel-ready means that developers don't want to have to wait. They want to be able to locate a site that will work for them to build, and they don't want to spend 2 years having to go through the the acquisition process, doing all the environmental due diligence, putting in the appropriate infrastructure,
Sewer studies and things
yep,
like that.
and all the permits and all that stuff, the zoning, all this stuff. So a shovel-ready site is something that's already been done. It's ready. So when a developer comes and says, yeah, I need 30 acres or I need 100 acres, they can be, constructing within 3 to 6 months.
So in Ripley, you have this site.
Well, we're working on it.
Okay, how big of a site?
150 acres. 150 acres, and we've been working on it. To give you an example, right? We've been working on it for over 4 years, so that's how long it's taken us. 4 different property owners. You got to do appraisals. There's just so much involved. So we acquired the first 65 acres. And we've got the engineering underway for an access road that will go into the site that's 3,000 feet long, that will have water and sewer and electric.
Now, is this the section down on Shortman Road?
Yes, on Shortman Road, yep. The access road will be just south of Regal Trucking on the east side of Shortman,
Okay.
just south of the thruway.
Opposite Love's
Yeah,
gas
opposite
station.
Love's and behind Regal is that
Awesome.
150 acres that butts up against the thruway. The reason why that site was chosen was because we had, working with Invest Buffalo Niagara 5 years ago, they did a study of Western New York and looked at using Newmark Frank, which is a big site selector company, to really assess the available sites in the region, and they concluded that we are woefully deplete of good sites. They came down to Chautauqua County and we showed them some sites, and they said that is the site that we feel has the most promise for
Wow.
you guys.
So what kind of business or industry are you looking to put there?
Logistics, distribution, warehousing,
Clean,
and perhaps
clean
light
work.
perhaps light manufacturing.
So when I say clean, what I mean is not
Yep.
going to be pollution and
No.
smokestacks that people always think of. So
No. So that's a really important thing, because shovel-ready sites are really important. And we do have some land still down in Mason Industrial Park, which we're going to put some more time and effort into making it more shovel-ready. And we have several other sites that we're looking at right now, because this isn't a one and done. Okay, because somebody could come along and buy the 150 acres and build a 1.5 million square foot facility there, right? And then now we're out of land again.
Yeah.
So we always have to keep chasing this.
Jason's been sitting here quietly, so let
Yep.
me jump real quick. Jason,
Yep.
so what's your role in all this now that you are working with the IDA?
Well, my job is marketing and communications for both the IDA and the Chautauqua County Partnership for Economic Growth. It's an initiative from the Chautauqua Region Economic Development Corporation, also known as CRITIC. We call it shorthand. We tend to abbreviate a lot of things. But basically, my role is on the IDA side of things to help spread the word about the work we're doing, what we're involved with, whether it be sending out press releases like you noted after every monthly board meeting
Right.
to inform the public on what the IDA has been up to, or just working on the website. That's one of the projects that was the kind of a big picture item. We wanted to launch a website that was a little bit more intuitive for people to visit and understand how it functions. So I've been working on that quite a bit. And then I've also been helping out with this marketing campaign that they've been working on before I even arrived in September. It's been an initiative that they've been trying to launch. It's called Live CHQ. The component piece is Choose CHQ. Mark might be able to provide more background context into the duality of them, but basically Choose CHQ is sort of the broad brand awareness effort to deliver to the public so that they understand that the IDA is there to help for businesses and choose Chautauqua County to do business. Choose CHQ. Live CHQ is choose Chautauqua County to live in, right? We're trying to encourage people, as Mark noted, to do a talent retention effort and also
Stay.
attraction.
Yeah.
And attraction.
Yeah.
So this is a huge undertaking. It's funded a lot through foundation funding and through, I think, federal money from American Rescue Plan Act. And what we're trying to do is get the word out about Chautauqua County being a great place to live. It has a great quality of life. Whether you want to live in a larger urban area such as Jamestown or even Dunkirk, or even in a rural area, Chautauqua County has all that. We have some great amenities, year-round attractions, worldwide attractions, and also the job availability. So this is really an effort just to raise awareness about Chautauqua County being a worthwhile place to move to and to live in, live CHQ. And that'll launch in the middle of April. So.
Okay, super. Mark, you mentioned, or Jason mentioned board. Who's the board?
The IDA board, our IDA board is made up of local, local business owners. We have a representative from the Chautauqua County Legislature on there. And we had a number of board members that had been on the board for like 20 years, and they were sort of, it's time for some new blood.
Right.
So we've got some new blood on our board now. So, yeah, that's the board of 9, and they are very active in what we do. And
what kind of a board are they? Policy, advise?
No, it's a board. So all of the decisions we make at the IDA need to get approval from the board.
So Mark Geise doesn't just say, well, today we're going to spend X amount of dollars.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a check and balance.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And so we have a resolution that goes in front of the board. Obviously, prior to that, the board is provided all the materials, and then a lot of times when we're doing a project, we have the business owner present to the board about this is what we're doing and why we want you to fund this, and then the board, of course, makes a decision about whether they want to move forward with that or not.
I think it's important that people realize that when you have $842 million in play, that you've got good stewardship. You've got people at the local level that are keeping an eye on the dollars and pennies.
Yep. And we had an authority budget office did an audit of us and found some issues with sort of our internal controls. And really, I think it came down to, the IDA had been around for 50 years.
Absolutely.
50 years, and we needed a tune-up. And so we spent the last year really working hard on making sure we had all the policies nailed down. There's 3 or 4 dozen policies that we have to follow, and it's very highly regulated. And to make sure that we're doing everything in line with the authority's budget office. So, so we're better now than we've ever been.
I would challenge any organization out there today to be reviewed by governmental agencies, and to say to me personally, we follow every single regulation and policy that there ever was created, and we are perfect, because that government agency will find something that you have missed because of just what you said. You have organizations that have long history, policies were approved in the 80s that you didn't forget about, but they just kind of morph. So I think it's good when the government comes in and checks you, and then you kind of, okay, fine. It's not like a major sin. It's a major review, and let's tighten up a little bit. So it's good.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how we took it is continuous improvement.
Absolutely, and some people would see that as a negative. I always see it as a positive. How can we be better?
Yep. So we've spent a lot of time on that, and that, like you go back to accountability. So between our board and between the authority's budget office, we have to file Paris reports, is what they're called. Public accounting, I forget what the acronym is. But anyway, every year, recording information system.
Yeah.
Public Authority Recording Information System, Paris.
Paris.
And we have to file these reports every year. It's every single transaction that we've made, every single loan that we've made. What are the interest rates? What are the, what's the term of the loan, et cetera, et cetera.
So does the Dinopolis office come in here, the state controller?
Well, they are part of it, but not really. It's more the authority's budget office, which is a separate
independent agency.
Even better yet.
Yeah, of the state. Yep.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to note too is I know
Please
that
do.
you had mentioned $842 million, and I just, just for clarification, that's the total investment all the companies are putting on the table, and the IDA plays a role in ensuring that that can move forward, but it's not $842 million of IDA investment directly. So
Right.
Cummins is a good example. That's what,
Exactly.
$450 million project, ballpark figure,
Yep.
and I think the IDA provided $3 million in sales tax.
Sales tax exemption.
Exemptions.
So, so we're part of
Right.
a larger project, so yeah, I'm glad you
I wanted to make sure that was
clarified
clarified for
absolutely, yeah,
our
I-
viewers and
Well, I heard the
listeners
number
as well.
842 million. Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yep.
well, let's explain it a little bit more. So
Yep.
you said tax incentive? Was that what you said?
Yeah, sales tax
Sales
exemption.
tax.
So
How's that
right
work?
now, manufacturers can get sales tax exemptions on manufacturing equipment,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't get sales tax exemptions on other items such as, let's say, furniture, fixtures, infrastructure, racking, that kind of stuff. They wouldn't get a sales tax exemption on the purchase of those things.
So you help with that?
So we can get that for them. Of course, they have to meet certain criteria, among which are creating jobs,
Right, right.
And so we're able to provide that to them. And in this particular case, on a $452 million project, that amounts to $3 million in savings.
That's a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And it helps makes the project move forward, so it's, yeah.
So are you? So do they give you the money and then you?
Nope. They get a certificate.
Gotcha.
So when they purchase it, like when you go to as a government employee, when I go to a hotel and I present them with, my sales tax
Okay,
exemption
okay,
letter.
I gotcha.
That's exactly what they
So
provide.
you issue
to,
those certificates,
Yep.
and because you have the criteria,
They get issued,
you
yep.
review it, you stamp it, you put your
Yep.
your name on it, and your
And-
reputation. Don't mess that up.
It's done through the state, but yes. But we
I didn't
but
know.
our board approves it.
Super.
Approves it to happen, and then they're able to get that. So
Mortgage tax and property tax as well
Yep.
are two other exemptions.
Mark, how long you
Yep.
been doing this?
6 years.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
6 years.
And that's out of 50 years, because I know there's been a lot of different folks that have been involved, but,
That's right.
Again, this is probably one of those like hidden organizations that people don't know too much about. I think you and I have talked more about this publicly than probably all those other 4 years.
That's
you know.
right. The other thing, people hear about tax exemptions, sales tax exemptions, and they think that when we issue what is called a pilot, we're taking money, property tax money away. We aren't. So in other words, they're going to continue to pay what they're paying right now, but because of the increase in the assessed value of the property after the improvement, they would get whacked with much higher taxes. And what a pilot does is it enables that to be ratcheted in over time, typically 10 years. So they're not whacked right away with that increase in property tax. You follow me? Yeah.
Pilot, payment in lieu of taxes.
Yes.
So, for instance, if I started a business and I'm saying, wow, I can't afford all that right up front, so maybe I'm at, I don't know, make it up 50% of what the tax would be, and the next year it's like 55% and then 60%. I'm just making a quick example.
Yeah, right.
So we encourage businesses to come in and get a break in the beginning,
Right.
because we want to encourage people to come here.
And again,
stay
it's not
here.
taking anything away. So it's not like they're coming in and we're taking away anything. It's more money than they were getting before, and it gets ratcheted up over 10 years. 10 years can happen pretty quickly, too. Well, it does. I mean, we know how fast 10 years can go by. And after 10 years, they're fully on the tax roll. And meanwhile, they've invested all of this money in our county, and that was the incentive we were able to give them to encourage them to come here. And we're competing with all the other states. We're competing with all the other counties in New York State. So, and but for these incentives, they would not, we have to show that too, they would not have come here.
Right. I think that's a misunderstood concept, pilot, and being in the superintendent schools, I understood that
Yep.
over and over again. And as you say, if you don't offer these incentives out there, they're going to go downstate. They're going to go to Pennsylvania or Ohio or whatever. And if we can offer them the quality of life for their employees here, plus you give them a break, on this percentage increase over time, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want nothing or do you want a $10 million project at the end of 10 years? And all kinds of things, but we're going to talk about the fact that people are saying that we have like brain drain and population drain. So let's talk a little bit about that while we still have about 8 minutes.
Yeah, so I mean, as we all know, Chautauqua County has been losing population since the 1970s, and we're not unique, by the way. I would say across New York State. I think Erie County for the first time leveled off and actually had a slight increase in population. And so the question is, well, what do you do about it, right? You can't, turn a knob or it's not one thing, it's not a panacea. How do you change that? I mean, and so it's a multi-pronged approach. One thing is certainly helping businesses, having more opportunity, right? One thing is, what do you do about your, we got to have the right type of housing, right? Housing is a big issue.
Yeah.
You got to have things for people to do, outdoor recreation, trails, all that kind of stuff. But also, I think what's really key is telling our story. And Jason, maybe you want to talk a little bit about, again, what you're doing to sort of tell our story here.
Right. I mean, that all begins with Live CHQ, which is the campaign. It's informally been underway for about the past week or so, but it's really going to kick off in the middle of April. And what Live CHQ is intended to do is to tell that story of Chautauqua County, all the quality of life aspects of job availability, affordable housing, all those details. And it's not just the IDA or the partnership putting this message out there in front of people outside of Chautauqua County. It's also a tool that businesses can latch onto. If I'm a manufacturer in Chautauqua County and I'm trying to fill 50 positions and I just can't seem to identify people within the county, I can use this for my prospects when I'm trying to recruit people, and they ask, well, the questions, if you're recruiting somebody from outside of the area, is what's your area like besides working here? What are some of the amenities? What are some of the attractions that me and my family can do while we're living in this area and while we're working for you? And Live CHQ is really what manufacturers or any employer really, whether it be healthcare, education, you name it, they can steer people to livechq.org, and those people can learn more about Chautauqua County and all the different aspects of it, all the communities, the quality of life, the attractions, and even the cost of living. We have a great dashboard that provides a comparison of every other county in the United States to Chautauqua County, and you're amazed at how far your dollar will go in Chautauqua County compared to some of these other places around the country, especially along the East Coast, along the West Coast, and even down south. So it's really just an effort that is not intended just to feel good about ourselves and the great things about Chautauqua County, but really a tool that anybody who's looking to employ people or retain employees can point to and have them tap into that so they can learn more about the county.
I want to add one other thing to it, to what Jason said. And I think back maybe even when, 20, 30 years ago, I think the main driver of whether somebody was going to take a job or not was how much you're going to pay me, right? It was all about the dollar. And because we have such a labor shortage now, it's more about, because they have options, right? People have options. They can go anywhere they want. It's now become more about what is there to do there. I want to live in a place that's vibrant. I want to live in a place where there's stuff to do. And that's as important, I would say, and at least especially the younger people I've talked to, is how much are you going to pay me? So that's why it's important for us to get that message out using social media, using every means that we can to get most bang for the buck, to be able to push all of this information out there, say, no, this is a place that you want to be.
Yeah, the campaign's really intended for anybody who, is trying to employ workers, but it's specifically geared toward professionals and folks who are between the age of 25 and 45, maybe young families. They like to slow down a little bit. I know when I was in my early 20s, who wouldn't want to live in San Francisco or New York City or one of these big metropolitan areas? But as you get older, your life adjusts, and you might want to tune in a little bit. So it's important to identify those things that young families or people who want to develop their families want to connect with and live in.
Okay, we have time for a caller. So good morning, caller.
Good morning, Doc. This is Linda Spalding.
Hi.
Good morning, Mark and Jason.
Hi.
Hi, Linda.
It's great to see you on the phone. And also, Mark, I know Katie. I used to do a lot of work over at the One Stop Chautauqua Works,
Yep.
or maybe you've called it something different. You're always changing the names, the different names. But it was wonderful working with Katie and with everybody there. I miss everyone. And it's so great to have the economic development unit in our county. You've done such wonderful things. But I have something I'd like to mention, and I don't know if this is your realm of considering people, but a lot of individuals in Chautauqua County, especially in Jamestown and Bemis and Mayville, we're concerned about what's going to happen to the Lenhart. So I don't know if you've looked into that or not.
Oh yeah, we've been very active with that whole deal. You know, right now, as I'm sure you're aware, there was kind of dueling lawsuits.
Yes.
And so that's probably going to hold things up a little bit. Obviously, the Currys were very interested, Bill and Jill Curry, in redeveloping that, and then I guess there was a difference of opinion between them and the Johnsons. So, you know, hopefully that doesn't hold it up very long and that gets resolved. And I can tell you that there's been other people interested in it. So, you know, we're you know, the IDA is, you know, at the ready to provide incentives to make that thing happen. But I don't want to say a whole lot more than that because
I know
of the
you
legal
can't say
issues.
much, but it's very, very comforting to know that it's being looked into, because everybody's worried they're going to tear it down. It's such a beautiful place.
Yeah, I am very confident that that will not happen, and we'll do everything in our power to make sure it doesn't.
Okay, well, people are anxious for it to, you know, be purchased and refurbished and opened again. Well, thank you very much, and please give my best to Katie.
I will, Linda.
And I wish everyone a very happy Easter.
Thanks. Lynn, before you go, did you want to come on next week?
And I wanted to come on the week before the Kentucky Derby.
Which week is that?
Well, the Kentucky Derby is May 4th.
Okay, so somewhere at the end of April.
Yeah, we're having a Kentucky Derby fundraiser at the VFW to benefit the disabled veterans.
Okay, I will put you on my schedule. Okay?
Oh, thank you very much.
All right.
Have a great weekend.
All right, take
Wonderful Easter. Thank you.
Okay, Mark, we're just about out of time. Folks, we had a power outage. We don't even know how much you saw or heard or whatever. So we're going to probably do some editing, hopefully. And Mark, some closing comments. We've run out of time. We've covered a lot of stuff.
Well, you know, it's always great coming on your show,
Thank you.
Doc Hamels. And, you know, I love that you preach positivity. I think we need more of that. It doesn't help anyone if you know, if people continue to say, "Oh, nothing's going on here."
Yeah.
I mean, we got to boost up ourselves. We got to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps and be confident about ourselves before we, you know, get other people confident in us. So, and it's a team effort.
If negativity can be contagious, so can positivity.
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly right.
Jason, you get the last word.
I have nothing else to add other than encouraging people to stop by the website, choosechq.com, and also livechq.org. You can learn more about the IDA as well as our campaign. The site is now live. It was launched this week, as a matter of fact.
Super. Folks, you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise for the most part, except when you had that blackout. I don't know what happened. My guests today have been from the Chautauqua County IDA, Mark Geise and Jason Sample, and we appreciate coming. Well, you should know, folks, that these guys are working hard, plus the rest of the team, to make sure Chautauqua County is going to be around for a long, long time and keeping jobs and family-sustaining wages going here in the county. Great place to live in Chautauqua County. We're going to be here next week, as far as I know, unless the power goes out again. So take care, happy Easter, everybody, and enjoy the weekend and your families. Bye.